All right, welcome everyone. Farmer Cop here. Today we're going to take a look at the new Grimme DLC. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. All right, folks, so we just got a new DLC released earlier this morning. Well, it's morning where I'm at anyways, but yeah, and I know a lot of other YouTubers have already got some videos showing off a lot of the equipment in here, but I figured I'd do my own version of it, and I wanted to take a look at it anyway, so I figured I might as well record it. But yeah, so we're going to take a look at some of the new Grimme DLC pack, which is basically potato work, which the one thing I wish they would have done is if they just added in some bigger equipment as well. I love the stuff we get for this pack, just to be honest with you. I know some people are like, it's not great, you know, and I know it's not everyone's favorite pack, but some of the stuff you get in this pack is pretty cool, I think. And it's good just to have more equipment, more variety. But you can disagree with me. Totally up to you. But I do wish they would have gotten us some bigger equipment as well as what we have here. So we're going to take a look at all of the stuff that comes in this pack in the store. Then we'll continue from there. So first off, let's go under trailers here. We go all the way down to the end. We are going to get two new potato trailers. So multi-trailers here. They can hold everything. What kind of works with them is they have this kind of conveyor belt system to get potatoes and crop and whatever else out, which is pretty sweet. So they have different options in here. So the Trelleborg tires, Michelin, Blizzard, and back to Trelleborg. You can do Grimme Red or Grimme White, no cover or yes to a cover. So there you go, 19,000 liter capacity for that one. They have a bigger version, that's 32,600 to buy. This one is the bigger version, the multi-trailer 350, 40,500 to buy, 35,000 liter capacity. Again, it holds all crop types basically. Go in here. Options are pretty similar except for wheel setup. You can have standard or wides, Michelin standard or wides, Trelleborg standard or wides, and that's what you got. So, oh yeah, just Trelleborg and Michelin. Sorry, why did I think there was something else? Maybe I thought Lizard was first. Then you have red or white, cover yes or no. So I got a couple of those out here we'll take a look at. Let's go over here next. Let's go to belt systems. So under belt systems, it adds in this guy, and this guy. So these two are Grimme brand. This is Lizard. So this essentially has, you can put potatoes onto it and it will load 1,750 liter pallets of potatoes. So there's no other customization. It is what it is. You're supposed to move it around with pallet forks. I just moved it around using super strength because that's going to be a lot of tedious work to get that to move around with pallet forks. $6,500 to buy. And this DLC, by the way, is for all platforms. So just so you're aware of that. Conveyor loader, you can load potatoes or other crops, I believe, in here. No, it just says potatoes. Okay, so, and it's designed to kind of load them into here, either using a front loader, another belt system, or possibly even a trailer. We might be able to take a look at that. I'm sure at least the Grimme trailers it'll work for. And then it'll load it onto here, so that'll go up, load it onto here, and then it'll make it into pallets. So under here, you do have customization. You either have belt black or yellow. And then finally, we have this guy right here, which is basically this guy, but you can drive it around and extend it, and it's just a little bit easier to use and maneuver. So runs at 9 miles an hour. You can operate it, sit in it. 38,000 to buy. That guy's 1,500 to buy. So there you go. That's all that stuff. Now let's go under potato technology and take a look at everything. So you will need this for a couple of the harvesters to work, the halum cutter or halum topper. But here's what we get. So we get two new seeders or planters. This one it can take either seeds or potatoes, just like normal potato planters. Works at 6 miles per hour, requires 60 horsepower, holds 500 liters of seed or potatoes, 1.5 meter working width, so nothing impressive. This is the same working width, except it also fertilizes, 800 liters between seeds, potatoes, and fertilizer. But this one takes solid fertilizer. We'll say we don't have that, because the other one over here that we have in base game, this does liquid fertilizer to fertilize, so we don't have something quite like that. Runs at 6 miles an hour, requires 60 horsepower. So it's nice to have these kind of built in. They're not too much money to buy, but again, for 18,800 for 1.5 meters, you might as well go for 3 meters for 21,000 at that point, to be honest. But I could see why you would want this one. This one's not too bad. And again, we have other stuff on the ModHub that might be cheaper, but these are kind of like, they're cool to have, but they're just planters that aren't very wide. Then these guys are kind of cool to have in base game here. They're not too expensive. These are all potato harvesters. So these two, you have to take the tops off the potatoes first, which means you have to go through with the halum topper, which is this guy right here, and take the tops off. So, but yeah, they all work at 1.5 meter working width. These two, this one requires 68 horsepower, this one requires 72, and this one requires 150. This one, you don't need the topper. It'll take them off. But all it does is it picks them up off the ground, or picks them up out of the ground and then sets them on the ground next to the machine. So this guy right here, if we go inside, it's just going to set him behind. Same with this guy right here. Just gonna set them behind, or actually no, sorry, this one goes right or left. That's the difference between this one and that one. So you can decide to have the potatoes go to the left or right side. And then this guy is the other one that also will swoop them behind for you. So this one was going to just stick them behind in a big row. So again, we're going to test all this equipment out, but I just wanted to get in here and take a look at a couple things. Then we have this guy. Now this guy, I've heard a couple things. We're going to test it out. This says the single roll harvester collects the potatoes previously harvested from the earth. I'm assuming that it's a harvester for us, a 1.5 meter or 0.9 meter harvester. We'll try it out. Or does it just pick up potatoes off the ground? Anyhow, we're going to look at that. We'll take a look at that. The other thing we have added in here is under weeders. And let me actually pull up, I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Am I missing anything? Let me pull up the ModHub page. Harvesters, trailers, planters, weeders, the conveyor belts, and okay, yeah, and there's one more thing that's actually not listed on there, but under here, if we go under weeders, we get 3 new weeders with this pack. Now, I'm not sure if they'll work on other stuff as well, but they're designed for potatoes. 1.5 meter, 2.5 meter, and 6 meters. They all run at 9 miles an hour. Requires 54 horsepower, 74 horsepower, and 140. So none of the stuff is too big. So configuration, you can have standard, or we can add the rollers on the back. And then that is same goes for this one, standard, or we can have rollers on the back. And then this one here is just the way it is. So there you go. And then the other thing we actually get with it, which I didn't know we were going to get, is a potato warehouse, which is part of the Grimme pack. So we'll take a look at that as well. Actually, we'll take a look at the potato warehouse first. It's right here. These doors open. Lights. Let's go see if we can't find I'm assuming there'd probably be a light switch somewhere. That's for the door. But you can hear the fans running in the background there. So it's kind of just a big warehouse to kind of, my guess is just kind of store your potatoes in. In bulk, the lights might be automatic. That's my new guess now that I'm not seeing a light switch around. Oh, wait a second. Here we go. Turn lights on. There we go. That'll get your lights on. That's a big light switch. How did I miss that? Anyhow, there you go. So you can get that all lit up for you. Good to go. And actually, while we're over here, we'll look at the belt system. So this is the guy that drives around. If I start it up, it has the most annoying engine sound. And I did try this already, but so this is that one that you can move around in the middle, the lizard. So you can either dump stuff into here and then it'll make it into pallets back here. But I do want to test one of the trailers out as well. But if we hop in here, I can hit B to turn this on. I got potatoes in the ground. Now, it's not going to get there, but I can extend this out, and I can actually go up or down as well, which actually I might be able to do that just fine. Get in there. Oop. Maybe I need to go up just a hair. But it's working regardless. The animation is not... There we go. Maybe a little bit better there. But this can kind of move around and do its own thing. See if I can lift that up just a little bit. So there you go. It's doing its thing. I can turn it off, but it should, is it not creating my pallets here? Open this up. Enable pallet creation, there we go. So I just kind of glitched out for a second there, but it should be enabling pallet creation. It's going to that side. I don't know if it'll fill both sides. Yep, it will, there it goes. It's gonna switch sides to the other side. So we have 1750 liters here. I can pull that pallet out, which I'm using super strength, which I don't think you can move these without super strength. Let's go ahead and test it though. Yep, can't move them without super strength, so I'm just going to leave that on. Move those out of the way. And then this guy right here. Everything off of those belts. Beautiful. So, there you have it. Let's get this guy. Pull this guy out of the way. So you can drive this around 9 miles an hour. It's kind of a nifty thing. I'm not sure if it'll work with other crop types. Let's go ahead and just test that. Why not? While we're coming up with questions, we might as well test it out. It doesn't matter what crop. It's just... And it will. Look at that. Picking up barley. So that is awesome. So it probably can do most crop types, which is great. That's actually a pretty cool tool there to have. Okay, let's see if we can back a trailer up here. So here's the trailers. We'll take a look at these real quick. Again, small one, big one. They got this nice little belt system. One's white on here. One's got a cover. One doesn't. We're just going to grab the red one. We're going to fill it up with potatoes. And then we're going to go ahead and drive over there and see if we can't back it up to that. Now, again, I'm not going to be able to test every single trailer to see, but I'm assuming this one's going to probably work. Are there any configuration options? X to open the side walls, so we can open those up a little bit to help get stuff in a little bit more, it looks like. I wonder if that's the same capacity. If we fill this with potatoes. 19,000 liters. Yeah, okay, yeah, so it is the same capacity. It's folding up the sides, though. Can I unfold the sides? Nope, it won't let me unfold the sides now that I filled it up. If I want to unload here, left control I. Really cool animation actually on that. But we can stop there. We're going to go ahead and try to dump it into this setup over here. Hopefully crashing into the setup and messing it up. See if I can get a little bit more lined up. Not letting me unload there. If I go forward a little bit, left control I, unload here. Yeah, it's not letting me unload in there, which is kind of a bummer, honestly. That would be really cool if you could, we can stop unloading now. But yeah, it wouldn't even give me the option to unload once I got close enough, so. That's a little bit of a bummer, but no, it's still a cool, nice little kit there. Hopefully maybe they'll update that or do something with that, but that would be pretty sweet if that got done. Anywho, let's go ahead and start taking a look at some of the equipment we got. So I have the weeders out here. We're going to test them all out and use them all just to kind of demonstrate them all. We got all the harvesters out here, and I got the planters out here, so let's get the planters to go. I've already planted potatoes there, so we'll use that in a second. There we go. Now I'm going to look at some of the pictures on here, because I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything that I think I should be getting. Yeah, it sets them on the ground. It doesn't, I mean, you can get to use a conveyor belt, obviously, to pick them up and do stuff like that. So we could do some of that kind of stuff, but let's go ahead and fill this up with just potatoes. It's fine. So 500 liters. Open up that help menu. B to lower it, B to turn it on. Well, theoretically. Oh, you don't even have to turn it on. There's no turning it on. It just goes, and you can hire a worker to do it if you want. But there we go. It's planting potatoes. It's not fertilizing anything. We'll just go ahead and we'll set that back over here. Might as well. Get a drink of coffee while we're going about it. All right, let's grab the other one over here. This one has the ability to open the cover, so that opens the fertilizer tank. So if I hit F11 here, I can just fill it up myself. But Unit 2 fertilizer, so you have fertilizer, and I can cover the fertilizer back up. I to unload. Ooh, not enough space to unload. Oh, that says you can unload it, but I'm not giving me the ability to unload it. And I mean, there's plenty of space literally everywhere. So I'm not sure about that. That's a little bit frustrating. You can't actually unload it. That'd be cool if you could unload the potatoes out of it into like a pallet or something, or even just into seeds. That might be a little cheaty to get them into seeds, but still. But anyhow, we can go ahead and lower this down. And it doesn't look like there's a way to turn it on. Yep, it's just doing its thing, and it's fertilizing while it's going. You can tell it's kind of got that darker soil color to it. But yeah, and and you can hire a worker for this as well. A little sad you can't unload it, honestly. That needs something. I think this kit's gonna need an update, I think, but that's okay though. Most things that get released do need a little updates here and there, so that's not that big of a deal. Weeders. Okay, let's go ahead and get this. Let me make sure weeds are turned on. Let's go ahead and just fast forward some time here. Get the potatoes growing up. We can hook up to this while we're fast forwarding time. Keep an eye on them. Here we go. No weeds yet, though. They're starting to grow. Just make sure here a second. Yep, no weeds yet, but what's our growth set to? Let's turn that to slow. They don't want them to grow up before we get weeds on them. Come on, weeds. Never been hoping this much for weeds on my crop before, but... And we got rain, but no weeds. Come on, weeds. That's the other thing we should test, too, to see what harvesters work in the rain or not. Because I believe the base game one, the big one, the Veritron, that one does work in the rain. Have we gotten any weeds yet? You've got to be kidding me. No weeds. Weeds are on. Well, anyhow, that didn't work the way we wanted it to. Let's just get these guys ready to harvest. We're just going to assume these guys work, the weeders work. I wonder if anything happens if we just go about it like this. Nope, they're not going to do anything crazy, which makes sense. They're weeders. But I don't see any weeds on there, so Strange. Strange happening. Still no weeds, huh? Yeah, no weeds. Pretty odd. It could be that I planted them when they weren't quite, or when it could be that I planted them when the weeds were turned off. So maybe we'll try to take a look at that here in a little bit again. Get that all the way turned down. But now we are good to go for harvesting. So let's go ahead and grab, we need a alum topper. Actually, let's go and buy one of those real quick. Potato technology, grab one of these guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Jeez. I'm probably going to hire a worker to start working on this. But can I not put it on the front? You'd think it would work. That looks like a 3-point hitch on the back. Nope. That's not working. Let's try... Now you can put it on the front. Done it before. Well, that's a little strange. Oh boy, I'm having all sorts of struggles today. I don't know why it's not giving me the ability to hook up to that. Let's try this. There we go. Well, I guess I had to have it just the exact way it wanted it to go. Anyhow, I'm just going to hire a worker to get this done. I have crop destruction off always. That would cause some issues. And then we'll hop in another tractor here. We'll start testing out some of this equipment. All right, we'll grab this guy right here. So turn on that help menu. So V to lower it on, B to turn on. So V to lower, B to turn on. We can hire a worker. Look at that. Love the animation, though. The animation looks great. And that is leaving some potatoes behind. I can hire a worker to do it if I want to. Just like that. Unhire a worker. That looks fantastic. Love the look of that animation. All right, well, anyhow, we'll leave that there. He's going to keep taking the tops off the potatoes for us. Let's grab the next one here, which this one's a right-left swath one. I think I have it on, looks like a right swath. And these ones you need to probably have a weight on your tractor because that's a lot of stuff to be held above or held up on the back of a tractor right there. So obviously I'm using really big tractors for this, but you can run it with a lot smaller equipment. Just be careful. All right, and then I can lower this, turn it on. It should just start swathing off to the side. Look at that. Fantastic. That looks great. Oh, this is a lot of fun. I like this equipment. I'm going to be honest. I know it's not big. It's not crazy. But it is cool. And you can hire workers to do this, which is awesome. But, yeah, I know you're trying to take the tops off of that, which actually you probably can just chill out on that for now. I don't need that anymore. Let's go grab the other harvester that doesn't need the topper, or the detopper. Actually, we have another one that does require it, don't we? Because I think that this one, let's test this one out. Sorry, I'm so curious about this one, if it's a harvester or if it's going to pick them up off the ground. Okay, it says harvester. X to unfold the harvester, and this cover on top of it is optional. You don't have to have that, otherwise it's all pretty much the same. I hit V, B to turn it on. Okay, it is picking them up off the ground. If I go over here, we're not getting any more potatoes. So, okay, this does pick them up off the ground. That's what it's designed to do. So, that makes sense why it's such a low working width. That is such a cool piece of equipment, though, just to be completely honest. So, you could have someone else working with you on the side, driving this by you to pick up your potatoes. You don't need anything else, which makes sense. You don't have to drive that belt onto the field, so this makes much more sense. I should be able to unload it. Well, if I hit V, lift it, B to turn it off, O for pipe out. Can I unload it just onto the ground? Yes, I can. I can just dump the potatoes onto the ground if I'd like to. Just like that. That's a cool little piece of equipment. So it is what it says in the description inside the store. So it all comes together. It's all making sense now. Now this guy's the big one. This one you don't need the topper for. B to turn it on, V to lower it. Should be able to just go for it here. And just start dropping potatoes behind me. Look at that. And this thing's actually going at 9 miles an hour, which is... That's fast, isn't it? That's a lot faster than the other stuff. I'm pretty sure that is a lot faster. Let's go into potato technology here, because that guy runs at 6 miles an hour. 6 miles an hour. A lot of the equipment does 6, right? No, 4, and that thing's up to 9, and that thing runs at 6 miles an hour. But then the actual, like the Veritron, I'm pretty sure only runs at 6 as well. Yeah, 6 miles an hour. So that's pretty cool there. That's one of my favorite ones now out of this kit. But yeah, we probably won't end up looking at the weeders just because, I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna weed like they should. But that's the Potato Harvest DLC, or the Potato Harvest DLC. That's trying to say it like it's a Straw Harvest DLC. That is the Grimme pack. That is a really cool pack, guys. I think you definitely should buy it. I'm not saying that for any reason. I didn't even bother setting up a affiliate link for me for it, so I'm not even going to get anything out of it, which is absolutely fine. Go buy it with supporting your favorite YouTuber. That's other than me, obviously. But anyhow, guys, this is a fantastic kit. I'm definitely going to use it in some of my gameplay series. So anyhow, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like down below. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel, and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos that I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.